Hi guys, it's Wendy and I'm here again to talk about timeshare. And you know what I say? Don't do it. Don't do it. A lot of you are out there saying, oh, I love these timeshare presentations. I make so much great stuff off of them. That's how I get free tickets for events, and that's how I get free meals, and that's how I get to sit at the chef's table, and all these things that they want to do. But let's talk about it. Let's talk about these timeshare presentations because they're not just presentations. That makes it sound great, right? Like, oh, they're going to present us with this great product. No, it is psychological warfare. So let me break this down for you. First of all, the free gift. They're going to give you, they're going to lure you in, right, with those show tickets, margaritas, gift cards, whatever. But there's a catch, right? You're going to sit through a 90-minute presentation that could easily turn into 4 or 5 hours if you allow it, because again, get up and walk away. But a lot of people get trapped in that because they keep talking, they're wearing you down and exhausting you into submission. So who's going to do that on vacation? Is that $150 and that free margarita worth you sitting through that to be worn down? And like at the end, they're going to be like, if you don't buy, they're going to be so ticked off at you, it's just going to kind of ruin your day. Or if you do sign, even bigger regret. Terrible things will happen. And look at my first video on that. No, don't do it. So the free gift, you don't get anything for free. It's going to come at a price, right? And just the fact that they're giving you something for a couple $100s, well, they do that for a reason, because they make an ungodly amount of money off the 10 to 15% of the people that actually sign on a dotted line. So they can afford to give away all that free junk. So again, it's just not, that tells you the product is overpriced if they can afford to give you away all that stuff. So there it is. Free vacation tactic, ignore it. The other one is the urgency scam. So what? You want to make, maybe they're up the ante and you're getting show tickets and a $200 gift card and free margaritas. And you're like, fine, I'll sit through 90 minutes of it. Well, they're going to have this urgency scam, like, and then they're going to start to say, talk about prices only available today. There's only 1 or 2 units left. They're just manufacturing scarcity for you. The same deal is always available every day, every week, every month. But this is the psychological warfare, is them working you down, like, this is so great, you're going to want it, oh my gosh, if you don't do it now, you won't get it. You can walk away and think about it. I guarantee you, if you go back, they will sell you that timeshare. But maybe when you walk away, you'll watch some of my videos and you'll see the sense of it, read the book, and you'll be like, okay, no, I really don't want to do it. So that urgency scam is the technique number 2 they use. The third technique they use is the downsell. Okay, so you're like, no, that's too much. I can't afford 30,000. Suddenly, they're like, oh, well, let me talk to my manager. Let me see. Maybe I can get you a better deal. So the manager comes with another special deal, and you're like, no, 25 is still too much. Like, oh, we can do even better. They are guaranteed wanting to sell you something this time. So maybe they started out with like, oh, a week for 30,000. Suddenly they'll be down to like 2 days. You're gonna love it at the beach, and it's only 15,000, and it's gonna seem like such a bargain because of all this that they've done. It's not just a better deal. It's not just because you're special. They're making you think, oh, just because of you. Oh, don't tell anybody else. This deal is only for you. No, the deal is for everybody. You're not special. It's all scripted. The final price was available from the beginning. So don't fall for the downsell. That's their other third psychological warfare trick that they love to use on you. The number 4 is the emotional manipulation, right? Oh, tell me about your family and your dreams. And they're going to talk about the bucket that you have to put in, and how you work all the time, and when do you get away with your family, and they're going to make you feel guilty. Do you spend enough time with your kids? Do you spend enough time at the beach? Have your kids ever seen the beach? They get to go skiing every year because all these other kids get to, because they bought timeshare. They're going to manipulate you with your emotions and really, try to sell you on that. They're going to sell emotions to you in the form of timeshare property. So don't fall for it. Don't fall for that scheme. So stay strong. Don't feel the guilt, the motherly guilt or fatherly guilt, parental guilt. Don't do it. The number 5 thing they do is the comparison trap. They're going to say, oh, they're going to get that little whiteboard out, right? This is how much a hotel costs and this vacation. And they're going to add up all this stuff, and it's going to be fake math, right? And they're going to say, but look, you're going to save money because you're paying in today's dollars. I love to talk about today's dollars. This 30,000 you're putting down right now, today's dollars. Later, everything goes up. That same hotel and that same thing, it'll be 60,000. They haven't told you about they've suddenly forgotten about all those maintenance fees and special assessments and everything else. And their finance charges are going to make off you if you don't pay cash. So all that stuff is going to be just out the window with their fake math, with their comparison between a hotel and a condo. And on a later video, I'm going to do the real math, and you're going to see that taking that same amount of money and investing it, and then just going on vacation when you want to whatever hotel you want, always wins out. Always, always. Okay, the next number 6 little technique, last one here out of all our psychological warfare, is the isolation technique. They might try to separate you. Like, they might see that you're being a little skeptical, and they're like, see your spouse is like, oh, the vacation with our kids, that sounds great. They're gonna try to divide and conquer. They're like, why don't you go get some coffees or tea? And then they're gonna get the other person to just wear them down. Can I speak with the decision maker? They love to do that one. Who's the decision maker? And it's usually very sexist. They're usually going after, men with logic things about finances, and they're going with emotional warfare on the women, and then trying to divide you so that you can't think clearly, right? And whenever you can't talk to your partner about the timeshare, about like, you know what, we need to walk away and think about it, they don't want that, because they know if you walk away, the chances are you're not going to buy this. You're not going to come back. People don't come back because they're like, oh my gosh, that was a terrible idea. We almost got put into this religious cult of timeshare once you get out that door. So they are going to do everything they can to try to divide you, work against each other, and just wear you down into it. So here's what they won't tell you at the end of it all, is that even if you do sign, you have usually a 3 to 10 day rescission period, depending on the state in which you live, or where you're purchasing the property, the timeshare scam. Wherever you're buying that, you do have time when you can rescind it. They won't tell you that. So if you have just recently bought one and you're out here looking and saying, did I make a mistake? Yes, you made a mistake. Immediately go to your contract, call them up, and rescind that offer, okay? Because you can cancel with no penalty. They can't charge you a thing. They can't even ask for their $200 gift card back that they gave you. Nothing. So they won't mention that unless they're forced to. So that's something you do. If you do go in there and you just want to get out of there and you're like, I'm just signed to get away from there, you're going to immediately call them and rescind that. So remember that. So I'd love to hear in the comments if you guys sat through these presentations like I have. They're hilarious, right? The psychological warfare, when you can sit back and look at it logically, you're like, this is crazy. This is how they brainwash people. This is how these people ended up in Charles Manson's cults, right? And you say, how do people do that? Well, here you are with the Myrtle Beach condo, right? You're just like the people who've been inducted into whatever cults are out there. So don't do it. But hit me up in the comments and hit subscribe so we can keep talking timeshare. Would love to hear from you. Have a great day.